Grade 12, we're looking at Analytical Civil number 1, and we go to the instructions as we zoom in. The site plan of an existing auto dealership and workshop with a proposed new auto parts dealership, and a title bar of tables of questions. This is the title bar, and then this is the site plan of the auto dealership. And then the instruction is that you need to find the answers to these questions that pertain to this auto dealership site plan that you have there. So we go to the first question, and some of these questions up to number 8 would be lower order questions. The title of the drawing, so you're going to go there to the bottom and you will find that the as the site plan, and that's what we're going to write in here, site plan. And the second question then, on what date was the drawing prepared? So we're going to go to the title bar here, and we find that the MP was the person who drew it, and the preparation of that took place on the 5th of the 4th, 2018. So we write in the 2018 :0405. We want the scale of the drawing, and that is clearly found under the site plan label there, 1:500. So that is your scale. And then what is the name of the proposed new street that you're going to find on your site plan? You will find that here. This is the proposed new street, and it's Ferox Street, and that's 6 meters in width. So we write here Ferox Street. How many existing buildings are on the stand 3289? So we're going to look at that. How many buildings do we have? Okay, and if we examine, you will find that there are three existing buildings. So very importantly, how many existing buildings are there? This is an existing building, that's an existing building, existing store, existing ablution facility, and the auto dealership. And that would be the 3 existing buildings. How many parking bays are shown? So we go to our parking bays here. These are new parking bays, so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 existing, 7, 8. So that's going to be 8 parking bays. It's very important to listen to the question. If they would ask how many new parking bays, it would then be without the 2 existing, and that the answer would then be 6. What does the abbreviation RE stand for? That's rodding I. Very important. It's rodding I. That's the start of your piping, which you're going to find right here on that page, RE. Let's look at the next one. How wide are the pavements? In millimeters, and very emphasis in your question should be on millimeters. So you're going to go to your pavement, one specific pavement, there it says 2.2 meters, but that's in meter. They want the answer in millimeters, so you're going to say 2, and add the 2 zeros without the comma. What do the 2 arcs at 1 indicate? That refers to that there. There's number 1, and it refers to that swing over there. Those are gates, entrance gates, so that's your gate swing. So we're going to write in here gate swing. Then name the feature at 2. So you're going to go to that little box over there with the W's inside, and that's an electrical meter or a watt meter. Electrical or watt meter. That's what you're going to put in there as your answer. How many manholes are shown on here? So you're going to find, and you are going to count all the MHs. So let's start here. This is the pipeline. There's 1, And there's another one over here, that's another MH there, and you're going to find one municipal, one outside in the road, and we are going to state 3 there. What type of fencing surrounds stand 3289? So we're going to look at the type of fencing, and you will find that answer right there. It's a 1.8 meter palisade fencing. So the answer is palisade fencing. Write the answer in there, palisade fencing. Okay. What feature is shown on stand 3288? So we're going to look at where 3288 is, and you will find it here, and we're looking at this specific component here. So that can be interpreted as a few things. Actually, it could be referred to as a wall. So we're going to write a wall as your first answer. Alternatively, you can write a building, which is the neighbor's building or the adjacent building, or a dwelling you can put in there as well, or even the word structure can go in there as well. Okay, so let's go to the next one. What is the number of the stand southwest of stand 3289? Southwest. So this is more a higher order to middle order question. So we need to identify is symbol here. That's the north symbol. I'm going to place that symbol right there, with that being north, and obviously the opposite being south, and I'm going to cross it with west on my left and east on my right if north is at the top. And we need to find the stand on the southwest of stand 3289. So this is 3289, the main stand, 3289, and southwest lies in between here. So we're going to track it down, and that's going to be stand 3290 as your answer. So that's going to be 3290. Looking at number 15, why is the existing ramp shown with broken lines or dash lines? In other words, there is the existing ramp shown in broken lines or dash lines, and that means that it needs to be removed, must be removed. Removed. So must be removed or demolished or taken away. Those are all answers acceptable for number 15. Number 16, what does the arrow on the line at 3 indicate? So we're going to look at 3. 3 refers to the sewer line in the road. That is the arrow there. That is the direction of flow of the sewer. Right? The direction of flow. And that answer would suffice. Direction of flow. That flow refers to the sewer that we have there. 17. What is the fall of the sewer line? We're going to go back to the sewer line. We scan around. You'll see there it is laid at 1:40. And that is the fall. 1:40. That's the angle that it lays underground, so that the flow, it flows from one point to another. So 1:40. The next one, number 18, the color for new concrete, and that without a doubt would be green according to your previous notes. And number 19, 20 and 21 are all higher order questions. In the space here, we need to draw two things, A and B. One, the symbol for face brick according to SANS 10143, the hatching symbol for face brick, and then secondly the graphical symbol for a gully. Let's look at the symbol, hatching symbol for the face brick. So you're going to start with one line there, and you're going to have a gap and then two double lines close packed to one another. So one single line, two lines closely packed to one another, single line, two lines closely packed to one another and in a single line, and they are evenly spaced apart. So it doesn't matter, it could be that direction or it can be the opposite direction, but it's one single line followed by a double line, followed by a single line, followed by a double line, and that's sequential order. And then we need to look at the gully. A gully, as according to our notes, is going to be two squares, concentric squares, the big one, and you're going to have a small one there. And that basically is the graphical symbol for a gully. Alright, if you look at number 20, which asks for us to determine the total length of the fence in meters, and that would refer to this site plan here and the entire fencing right around, right, minus the two entrances, because we only want the fencing. So the entrances would be 12 meters and 10 meters, which we need to subtract at the end. There are no dimensions on here, so you would probably find it in the box over here. So I'm going to take all these dimensions and I'm going to rewrite them and add them, preferably with using the comma to convert them immediately to meters. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. So I'm going to go to the space here where it has been made available for me to do the sum. So I'm going to write all those over there. So here I've taken the liberty of writing down every single side as it is, but I've added my comma, and you will find my comma always has 3 places behind. So every time I do that, I converted my value there to meters, and eventually I'm going to have my answer here if I add up all of that. But just remember, I need to subtract the 2 openings, which is the opening here of 12, which is a vehicle entrance opening, and a vehicle entrance opening on this side, which is 10 meters, which is 22 meters in total, subtracted from the entire perimeter, and that leaves me with 226.18 meters. Don't forget to add the plus, because the plus gives you 1 mark, the answer gives you 1 mark, and the unit gives you 1 mark to give you the full 3 marks, which the question is worth. Okay. Sometimes there's an additional mark for extra calculations here, which is like the minus, that will give you an additional mark. So there could possibly be an additional 1 mark added there. Okay, to make it 4 marks. Let's move to the question on this side, which is question number 21, asking to calculate the total area of the proposed new auto part building in square meters, which is that building over there. So I have to do a few calculations here. I can either chop this up into different parts and add them, or alternatively I can make that a full complete rectangle and then work out those parts that should not be there and subtract it. There are many ways of doing this sum here. You can decide which way is suitable and best for you. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to do that part there as one rectangle there. That's going to be A, and then I'm going to split this so that this causes to be a triangle, and that's going to be B. And then this last part here is going to be C. So I'm going to have A with the dimensions which I'm going to write in there, B with the dimensions that I'm going to write in there, C with the dimensions that I'm going to write in there. But I have to calculate these missing parts here first before I can actually do the calculation. So I'm going to do that and write in my calculations here, and then I'm going to work out a total. This is the calculation that we derived at, and you will find A is the 24.1 times 7.2, which is there, and then we have B, which is the 111.1, which is the area from here to there, and it has been subtracted from the 24.1, and that 5.8 there to give us this distance here, and the same we've applied some calculations here to find the distance here. So it's 11.1 and 11.1, and because it's a triangle, it is half base, so 0.5 times 11.1 times 11.1 gives us that amount there of 61,605. And then of course C here is the subtracted part here, which is 11.1 times 7.2 gives us 79,92. Adding up all of those gives me 315,045 as an answer to the area of this proposed new auto parts building center.